Hi guys, and welcome to the Sunderland vs Swansea match preview. So Sunderland do take on Swansea this weekend in a clash in which Mike Dodds will be taking charge for the first time since December, when of course he was interim between Tony Mowbray and the infamous Michael Beal. But we do take on Swansea this weekend. We're currently 18th in the Championship. They're not having a great season, however they do have threats of their own. Of course they do. We've seen them before. They can, when playing at their full potential, they can play a decent brand of football. I've seen a couple of their interviews from players and stuff like that over the last couple of days, and it seems like their aim at the moment is to really impose themselves on us, and that's generally when we do sort of collapse. When a team show a bit of physicality, to get right in our faces and we can't play our pretty brand of football, we tend to fold a little bit. So we need to be up for it. We need to be up for the physical challenge and the physical battle and compete absolutely head to head, rather than bowing down to anyone who shows a bit of a press to us, and just believe in our technical ability that the lads have got. You need to do the dirty work, of course, but being back at home, and hopefully, the fans are going to be a little bit more rejuvenated now that Beal has gone. I'm feeling like there's a weight lifted off us at the moment, strangely. Even though we have gone through a difficult run of form, now that Beal has gone, I do feel like this big weight has been lifted. Now, going into the game, of course, since Beal was sacked, a lot of people were saying, and me as well, just saying, now it's more, not, of course, the league it is incredibly important, and results are incredibly important, but at the moment, for me, the first things first is to try and galvanise the group again, get a smile on their face again. And literally from the second Beal had gone and photos of training out, or just started flying all over the shot, from Sunderland social media, everyone's got a smile on their face, everyone seems to be right at it. And it feels like they've got a weight lifted off their shoulders. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully that is the case. But the same people who were saying they just want to see their lads rejuvenated again, within 24 hours of that, the same people are saying it's a must-win this weekend. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to just calm the fuck down. We need to just calm it for a minute, because I'm not piling pressure on Mike Dodds. I'm not. Of course I want the lads to do well, but I feel like there really has been a chunk taken out of the lads in terms of their sort of happiness and well-being whilst Beal was there. There's rumours that, after a defeat, which was plenty, they were forced to come in and do extra training, which is all well and good. That's great. I get it. We need a bit of a strong hand at times, I understand. But then Michael Beal was refusing to come in himself. He was telling the lads to do extra shifts in training, yet he was having days off. Apparently that was the case. There's just a lot of annoyance, I think, frustration from the lads that I think needs to be eased and needs to be sorted out. And I think Mike Dodds, because he knows the lads inside out, even after Tony Mowbray was sacked, we knew the lads would be gutted, but we felt like it was the right decision at the time, or at least some of us did. The lads were still very much on board because they knew Mike Dodds. They bought into everything he was doing, and we saw some good football, and he's brave with his decision making. We saw Leeds the first time this season, we saw us play a five at the back with wing backs, and he nailed it to a team what we had to do, when to defend, when to just allow teams possession, and allow the possession. And he just seems to have a bit more of he's a bit more flexible with his tactics, and I'd like to see him be very brave this weekend as well against Swansea. So for me, yes, of course, it would be excellent. I'm not going to go, I'll say this, but I'm not going to go absolutely apeshit and go straight at Dodds if we do lose the game. Of course, I'll call a spade a spade. If it's absolutely appalling, I'll say it's appalling. If it's great, it's great. I'll say it's great. But yeah, I don't think we should be piling the pressure on Dodds, straight away. We need to just take a breath and just allow Dodds to get these lads back to where we know they can be. But Swansea, they, of course, they've 18th in the league at the minute. They've had a really difficult string of games. I feel like every game has been against a really sort of up their side. In terms of like Ipswich last time out, they were at home against Ipswich, lost 2-1. They got beat 4-0 at home as well against Leeds. They did go away from home and get a really good win against Hull, which has been fantastic this season. They beat them by a goal to nil. There was a defeat against Plymouth, again another very good team. Leicester, another very good team, 5-0 in the cup against Bournemouth. Premier League opposition there. Southampton again 3-1. Then you got draws against Birmingham and a win against West Brom at the beginning of the turn of the year. But yeah, so it's been a really difficult streak of games. They've played almost the entirety of the top 6 or 7 there and picked up the one win, and that must have taken a massive toll on those lads. But they'll be looking at us and thinking, right, okay, this is the time to step up now. I would absolutely think so. Ken, we know we just had a managerial departure, so they'll be thinking they're going to get right at us at the stadium of light. But so what we're going to do, we're going to go into my preferred starting 11 for this game, and there has been a massive rumour, not entirely confirmed, but a massive rumour that Jack Clarke is out for 3 weeks, which is a huge, and I cannot understate this enough, a huge blow to us. And apparently as well, Leo Yelder, the left back, who I think has been solid, maybe not perfect, but I think he's looked solid enough. He's also injured. Apparently, again, this is all rumours, but a few sort of reputable journalists, apparently they've all suggested the exact same thing. But given that, I will give you my preferred 11 for this game if those injury rumours are to be true. So we've got Pato in goal, Troy Hume at left back, Pembele at right back. I think that'd be exciting to see these lads, or Pembele start. 09 and Sealt to be reintroduced to the lineup. He was fantastic when he was called into action, but then we did get the sort of rejig when Yelder did come into fruition. And then in the middle, I've gone with Dan Neil and Chris Rigg. I've said a lot of people want Chris Rigg in that sort of 10 role behind the striker. If you watch Chris Rigg, he's absolutely out and out central midfielder. Of course, granted, it's only been in the youth squad, so I have watched him, but he's absolutely fantastic at running that midfield if he does have time on the ball. He's got that sort of that extra yard of pace. He's very positive on the ball. He doesn't want to just go backwards. And I think him alongside Dan Neil there, I think it would be very, very good. I can't see it happening. I think Ekwa will start. But I'd like to see Rigg be given a chance at the stage at home, get minutes in the legs of Chris Rigg and alongside Dan Neil as well. I think it'd be a great opportunity for him. Now, this is where he's just a bit of a mess up top, to be honest with you. And I did keep chopping and changing with, of course, Clarke potentially injured. Roberts is out injured. Abdullah Bar is way out of form. For me, I just thought, Job, he had one good game when he come off the bench, scored a goal. But other than that, I think he's been poor. Al-Shish, we haven't seen too much of him, but I think, if we're just going to be fair, I want to rotate. I want to see some players and see what they can do. Al-Shish, put him as the sort of 10, and he can go out wide, come back into number 10, be it left or right, and kind of give him that free roaming role. He's not going to be, the only thing is, when you have Job there, he does at least attempt to track back. Don't get me wrong, he does it at an incredibly slow pace, but I can't see Al-Shish tracking back personally. But again, I don't know enough about the lad. Now, originally, I was going to go for Mundle on the left-hand side and Abdullah Bar on the right, but only because Mundle, I think he looked really good coming off the left. That's generally where he's played, and he did have a couple of little moments last time out, despite the poor result, where he did cut him from left to right, and he looked really dangerous, and he did look assured, and he looked really confident there. So I was going to put him there and Bar on the right-hand side, but I think on form, it'd only be fair to put Rusin, who apparently has played a lot of football on the left wing. I would prefer seeing more down the middle, maybe alongside a striker, but we know that's not going to happen. So I have put Roos on the left-hand side, at least to give him a go coming off the left, and starting, which I keep screaming for the rooftops, Hemia or Luis Semedo up top. I just think that there's just so much there that I think Swansea as well, they just wouldn't expect. They've been so predictable over the course of the season. We just get it to Jack Clarke. They know Jack Clarke's our main threat, but there, Rusin's almost an unknown entity, as is Mundle for them, Al-Shish, Semedo as well. They absolutely would not be preparing for this. Now, this could be, I think, if this is played to the way I would like to see it played, we could end up scoring quite a few goals. It'd be a very exciting game, or it could just fall to pieces. I don't think there's going to be any in between if we do go with something like this. For me, he's going to start Job. It's Mike Dodds. He's absolutely going to start Job. Bar's probably going to start, as is Ekwa. But I would like to see a big change around. I think it would be good for the lads. Give some of the boys a bit of rest, should I say. And so it'd just be exciting to see something a bit different. Maybe this. Maybe Mundle on the left and Bar on the right. I'm not too sure. But I want to see Semedo start. Al-Shish as well. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, before I do get into my score predictions, Sunderland did make a change, or they hired a new first-team coach. It is Anthony Hayes. He was at Charlton for a good 6-7 years, I believe, and I think he's been very highly sought after there. The way the club's Twitter or X account did announce this, a lot of people who struggle reading I can understand why they would have made the mistake, but if you need to just read it properly, at first glance it does look like we're announcing Anthony Hayes as our first team head coach and announcing him as our manager, but it isn't. Mike Dodds had just basically asked for an extra set of hands. We lost Venus. Of course, now Beal's gone. We need an extra set of hands there, and he's got some good experience there, Anthony Hayes. just to help out. Graham Murty, who helps out with the under-21s, he's been helping out as well with the training sessions. So it's only good that we're adding people to our coaching team. So that is also another little bit of news for you. But in terms of my score predictions, I feel like a lot of the pressure will be taken off the lads this weekend. However, I think because if the likes of Yelder and Clarke are injured, there's going to be lads that are given a chance here who are going to think to themselves, I'm not going to get much of an opportunity like this again, because when Clarke is available, he generally starts. Yelder was making that left-back position his own. Also, Pembele's got an opportunity potentially, if he does go there, to make him stake his claim. Sealt as well, because of course Ballard is out suspended. So there's going to be a lot of excitement there for me. It's going to be really exciting just to see how we adjust to life without Jack Clarke, if it is to be real, the rumour. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Sunderland win. And I think we are going to play a decent brand of football here. I'd love to see us get a clean sheet. I can't see it happening, sadly. But I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-1 win. So that'll be it for me, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think the score's going to be in the comments down below. But if you've enjoyed, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, take care and stay jammy.